Hey everyone, this is fdsvds, and I am here to read a written apology which Thunderfoot has prepared for me to read, which he agreed, upon me having read it, that this will resolve the entire DMCA debacle. So, here we go. This is an apology from myself to Thunderfoot and other YouTube users. This statement is not legal advice. I confirm that the contents of this apology are true and accurate. My username on YouTube is fdsvds. As many of you may know, there has been a dispute between Thunderfoot and myself over the past few weeks. We have resolved that dispute, and as part of the resolution, I am here to express my regret for the misuse of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act to serve takedown notices in relation to a number of Thunderfoot's videos on YouTube. In return, Thunderfoot has agreed not to pursue legal action against me or report me to YouTube. I now realize that I should have sought legal advice before acting. When I served the notices, I did not have a clear understanding of what I was doing or the potential consequences of my actions. I now understand that the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA for short, is a U.S. copyright law. A DMCA takedown notice is filed under penalty of perjury, and filing a malicious or knowingly false claim of infringement is a criminal act in the United States. If you serve a malicious or false DMCA notice on someone, then that person has the right to pursue civil action, which enables them to recover damages and legal fees. These are potential legal consequences of misrepresentations of a DMCA takedown notice. Filing a DMCA is a legal right, but it is inadvisable, as this apology demonstrates, to file one without first knowing what you're doing. Further, YouTube states that misrepresentations in a takedown notice is a breach of its terms of service, which can lead to the termination of your account. The DMCA takedown notices I filed against Thunderfoot were enforced on YouTube on the 8th of September 2008, and the videos I had lodged notices against were removed. As a result of Thunderfoot's counter notices and the fact that I did not take legal action against him, the videos were reinstated on the 1st of October 2008. I did not contest these counter notifications, as I did not have a valid copyright infringement claim. In an attempt to defend myself, many of the things I said were not true. I indeed was the one who filed the DMCA complaints against Thunderfoot, though I contended that it was not myself, but Together for Peace. And while Together for Peace did indeed file DMCAs on my behalf, he was not the one who filed any against Thunderfoot. It was myself. I had said that it was myself and not I said it was Together for Peace, but not myself, but I was mistaken. Thunderfoot and Together for Peace have corrected me, and I am grateful to them for being forgiving and showing that I was indeed wrong. On the 13th of September and the 17th of September, I posted videos in which I suggested that I would go to heaven while Thunderfoot would go to hell because I was a Christian and he was an atheist. I now understand that my theological views have no bearing on the legality of the actions concerning a DMCA complaint. On the 15th of September, I posted a video in which I alleged that Thunderfoot had committed blackmail. I made this allegation without knowing or taking any legal advice. I now accept that this is potentially an allegation without any legal merit, and again, I would apologize to Thunderfoot for any incorrect statements. On the 17th of September, I speculated that Thunderfoot had maliciously disseminated my personal information, and that this action might result in the harm of my family or myself. I now accept that Thunderfoot has never disseminated any personal information to the best of my knowledge relating to myself or anyone else. Further, I accept that it would have been impossible for him to have done so, as he has only ever received my first and last name from YouTube, and he never disclosed this information or even attempted to get more information. I accept that my speculation was an attempt to vilify his character, although I did indeed believe it to be true, and I did indeed file DMCA infringement claims against Thunderfoot that were without merit, and I apologize to Thunderfoot for this. On the 17th of September, I rationalized my filing of DMCA complaints against Thunderfoot's videos by suggesting that I perceive the purpose of his videos as being solely to defame my character, and I now understand that these are not issues of copyright. I accept that the language and tone of the 5 videos I made following the misuse of the DMCA were confrontational and inflammatory, and I'm grateful to Thunderfoot that he maintained his objectivity in the face of this hostility. I now accept that Thunderfoot was primarily motivated by protecting freedom of speech from the detrimental effects that misuse of the DMCA can have. See chillingeffects.org. I now understand that my misuse of the DMCA was essentially stepping on the free speech rights of others. This was both antisocial and unlawful, and I was wrong in doing so. I apologize to Thunderfoot and to anyone else affected by my actions, and for the avoidance of the doubtful, I assign any and all legal rights that I have in this video to Thunderfoot. And at the end here, it says that Thunderfoot wants me to assign any and all intellectual property rights, including copyright, that I may have to Thunderfoot. That's not going to happen, but what I will say is this. Thunderfoot, any video that you've used of mine in your own videos, up until this point, I will indeed give you permission, right now, to have used it. So, there you go. That does not mean that you have, copyrights to every intellectual property right that I own, because that would mean even things not on YouTube, you know, that means you would own them too, which is not true. I mean, if I went on to, say, make a movie one day and copyrighted that, you could then, you know, if I said something like that, then you could say, I own the movie, and take my profits or whatever. So that's not going to happen, Thunderfoot, sorry. That's just unrealistic. But I will give you permission to use, or any of the videos that you've made with content from my videos up until this point, you have my permission to have used it. So no action will be taken against you for having copied material from my videos up until this point. So there you go. That's the best I can do for you. So I hope this was sincere, read to your satisfaction, and again, I apologize to you on my behalf and anyone else listening to this if there's been any offense, hard feelings, or things said or done that were upsetting to you. So that's it. Take care. VenomFangX out.